Hey, what's up? This is Michael Gray. I'm here because this is my 40th year coming up as an educator. I'm a teacher for CTE Health Science at Long Beach Poly High School. I'm also the care center counselor for mental health, wellness, and it's just we've been at a crossroads forever, 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 forever. But it's just time. We have to act. And the students that I've had in the past, my current students, we feel that we've come up with a project with a set of strategies and skills and systems that will help all students. All right. And not only our students, but our staff. And not only our students and staff, but our families. And not only them, but also the community, meaning the businesses, the faith organizations, the nonprofits, the local government, restaurants, everybody. Okay? So the title of this recorded webinar is Powerful People, Powerful Communities, right? And the subtitle is This is the Team Stronger Together Community Wellness Building Project. And what we're using are the 4 life skills for a lifetime. And these 4 life skills for a lifetime are like super critical, not just for building this project in terms of peer mentors and all the stuff that we're going to talk about in this webinar. It has everything to do with the near and distant future of our students, our families, like everybody, the community, right? So these 2 videos that are on this page. On the left, artificial intelligence is here and education isn't. It's a 25-minute watch after this webinar or whenever you want to watch it. Like for real, it is worth your time. I put together snippets from folks that are encouraging our education system to really up its game in terms of what do we teach our students? What do they learn? What do they know how to use for their life after the K through 12 world? Okay? And as the title implies, we're not. And this project provides the foundation for everything that will, create powerful people like we're going to be talking about that will lean into the changing world as it's coming. The second one in the middle there, Brene Brown's Daring Classroom, is a talk from a few years ago at South by Southwest. It's 4 teachers about our classrooms, how we can help our students and ultimately also our students' families. It is worth your time if you haven't seen it. And it really helps tie together why we're doing this project. And I kind of introduced myself right at the beginning of this. For those of you that like to look at people's bios or whatever, there's my bio. Goals are set all the time, especially in education. And as James Clear says in Atomic Habits, we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our habits and our daily actions and our systems. And the students and myself are putting out there that what our education system has been and continues to put forth as a K through 12 complete set of skills is not anywhere close to what people need as they go out into the real world. This is what we're doing. Again, powerful people, powerful communities. We are working, this is our mantra every day, preparing people to be powerful. We use mind, body, spirit, and source of strength, strategies, a collective way of going about it. And we've narrowed it down or like whittled it down, whatever, to 4 life skills for a lifetime, which we'll get into. All right. But don't take it from me. Take it from my former students.
I would recommend this class for the simple reason that school doesn't teach us how to do life. but it teaches us a lot of other things that we might not need. But everything that you learn in here, you probably would never heard of it before, and you need to.
I would recommend taking class because he really teaches you how to like focus on your mind, body, and spirit, and how to connect those. And I think it's really important because you don't get to learn that much like in other aspects of school.
Helped me do a lot when it came to the class. Actually inspired me to start getting good grades, because at first, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of lacking in school. Wasn't getting very good grades. Kind of boosted up my confidence because I didn't think really anybody would really know me. So it just really opened my eyes to like the people that's really trying to support me and help me. Where he helped me on the football field is like working together. I know you guys know his shirts, little math symbols. He helped me a lot when it came to like working together with other people. Like
he should come during our study hall. Like, I got y'all. Y'all just gotta work with me. Come talk to us, just to talk to us. Take his time off his day just to talk to us. He emailed me, check on me.
My name is Michael Silly and I'm a senior. And I'll say most of his topics helped me with my mental health. He has taught me how to stay positive and to not let anyone put me down when I'm going through hard times.
What can you do to improve? Be honest with yourself.
Get rid of bad habits and bad practices that sidetrack you from your goals and purposes. Focus your attention and energy on things that will achieve your dream.
And have faith in yourself and get rid of your self-doubt.
Eliminate that which take you away from your best life. Social media, TV, and gossip.
Hi, I just want to get on here and talk about the class that will have your back and you can go to and lean on. There was assignments where he made us write stuff down in the journal, stuff that you was doing, just your personal life. And it's helped me a lot through the school year. So I just want to end off and just say that helped me personally grow as a person. Thank you.
This is a really collective effort, mind, body, spirit together, and also educators, students, families, and community working together. All right. So we have a vision, and it's not just for this year, 2024, but it's forever. It's like an infinite game. It's not just a finite game for, a few months or just a school year or whatever. No, this is for a lifetime. Because we believe that, and we not just believe like in some sort of like fairy tale, but we know from evidence in ourselves, and as we share this with other people, daily using and sharing the 4 life skills for a lifetime that we teach, it prepares people to be powerful. And when people feel their power, they make powerful decisions. And these powerful decisions create powerful communities. And these powerful communities, when they're based on wellness, then they start to build transformation. Okay? So we feel like that's what's not happening. Is people don't feel their personal and collective power, so therefore things are the way that they are. All right. So let's get into how they are in a second. But today, really quickly, I just want to get into these topics: 4 life skills for a lifetime. What is the Team Stronger Together project? We really believe heavily in peer mentors and wisdom warriors. We'll explain that. We also believe in creating behavioral health pathways at each school, and a new concept for us that we really are excited about this, called collective learning. I have too much information on here and I'm going to go quick, but really what it's saying is since 2002, the share of Americans getting mental health care has grown by 1/3, but those reporting excellent has fallen by that same amount. And we blame it on the pandemic and we blame it on social media. And I'm not saying that those have not amplified and contributed. But you can see drops pre-social media and pre-pandemic. Things have been going on for a minute. Okay? So this is not a slam on any mental health professionals. We need them. We need more. All right? But as you see in the upper right hand, over the last, however many years, 20 years, there are more interventions, more awareness, more apps, etc., etc. But they're not clicking. It's saving lives, most deaf, that's important, but it's not as a community, as a society, it is not catching folks. All right. And our project works to bring skills, practices, and strategies to everyone. This is not about identifying like 3.5 GPA students that are highly motivated and want something for their resume. No, this is about our community. This is about building it with a foundation, person by person by person, because that's the power. Here we go, some more evidence of why the Team Stronger Together project is needed. Our healthcare budget, spending, whatever, is $4.5 trillion. It's like increasing more and more and more and more. And again, we throw in the left-hand side, we throw interventions, but we typically wait until something is wrong or someone's not feeling well or whatever. And that's typically prescriptions first. I'm not anti-meds or nothing. I am saying that we're a society of throwing things at symptoms as opposed to finding root issues and building skills that would really help, right? We're not proactive. We refuse to address root causes and issues. Over to the right, we're a symptom-based system, whether you're talking about the education system, the healthcare system, the mental health care system. We totally have separated mind, body, and spirit, or if spirit or spirituality, and I'm not advocating for any religion when I talk about spirituality. If you don't like that word, that's fine. Then substitute source of strength. But mind, body, source of strength is just as powerful as mind, body, spirit. And we don't teach and we don't practice healthy habits and skills. Here's more evidence. Let's look at the students who make it through K through 12 and achieve the GPA and the coursework that's necessary to move on to our four-year universities. So much evidence that things are not going well at that level. All right. It's not a big sample, but it's 3,000 students at 158 different colleges. That's a very reasonable sample size. Half rated their mental health as fair to poor. Half of the students with mental health challenges haven't used campus services. There's a big difficulty accessing and wait times, weeks, sometimes months, right? Immediate access is for those with emergency situations, as it should be, but there's not enough mental health professionals, and there never will be. All right? Campuses do not have the infrastructure to support students' mental health. That's in quotes because that's from college administrators who are in charge of helping students with this. Let's go one step further after that. How about in the workplace? 45% of U.S. workers experience mental illness in their lifetime. 76% experienced emotional distress due to work pressure. 36% of U.S. workers are experiencing symptoms related to anxiety or depression, many times both. Unresolved depression accounts for a 35% reduction in productivity. This contributes to a loss of $210 billion a year to U.S. economy. I don't like talking about money like that, like these last few slides about the healthcare expenditure and loss of productivity, but it's a reality. And it just points to that we're not equipping folks to deal with life. And yes, the environment at work, the environment at school, the environments have to change. The policies have to change. The protocols, all that stuff that go on at work and at school, they have to get better. They have to transform. But until we are in our power, until enough people, and again, we're going for everybody, is in their power, those changes won't happen. All right. So here's an exercise. I'm using a tree with roots and branches and a trunk as my anchor here. Again, most of our interventions, they're reactive, and they're reactions, and they target symptoms, behavior, and output. So on the branches, take a minute, stop the video, write down what you notice. What do you see in your classroom, at home, with yourself? What are behaviors and actions that you see? And then at the bottom, write down what you feel are root causes. Why do you feel people are dealing with life the way that they are? All right, so stop the video, take a minute, write down some stuff for both the branches and the roots. And if you want to, in the trunk, write down what do you think are some solutions? What are some things that you think help? All right, so here, what are some things that you see? All right, I see attendance issues, right? Let's see, what else? We see lack of effort. I don't like using that word, but lack of effort is actually true. Student, let's see if this fits. Accountability, right? Hold on, let's make this bigger. Right? So you have a bunch. So you have yours. Those are just some. Okay? And a lot of it comes from, I feel like, these things: trauma, generational habits. Our food system affects our physical health, and our physical health obviously affects our mental health. The life view that people come to each day with, the belief in their self, just the reality of money challenges, racism, sexism, the policies and practices against LGBTQ+, right? All that stuff. We know those things have to change, but until, in the trunk part, until people learn skills and develop habits that, again, prepare us to be powerful, things will keep going the same. As Dr. Chris Emdin, the amazing author of Ratchetdemic and other amazing books, and a professor at Columbia, was a professor at USC also, I was privileged to hear him speak. And he said, we have to move from courageous conversations to brave behaviors. Think of all the professional developments you've been to as an educator, all the things you've listened to as a parent or as a student, right? As a business person, as an employee. Those are like all important conversations, but we got to move to behaviors, like take actions. Let's go. Again, why? Because we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our habits, of our daily habits and actions and systems. So what we've developed over the last couple years is, we call them 4 life skills for a lifetime. And my former student, the amazing graphic artist, street artist, Matthew Ramirez, put this out for me. Here's our 4 life skills: your health, right? Sleep, nutrition, exercise, water. Going over to the right, stress response skills, like using breath work, understanding how stress works, how stress and your body work together. Those are important. We don't teach that. Going down, the power of living in gratitude, right? And it's a verb. So I'm living in appreciation. I'm understanding the gains I've made. I can see possibilities. And living in the power of gratitude, the power of living in gratitude, opens the way to spirituality and source of strength practices. And then lastly, on the bottom left, learning how to catch my negativity. What does that mean? It means like my worry, my complaining, my stuck in my past. I learn how to catch those. Those are like normal things, but when I learn how to use accurate thinking and solution-centered thinking, look at, none of this says just be more positive. But as you saw, Big Mike Vasily in the previous video, he's like, it taught me how to be positive. But we don't use that word because, with teenagers and folks going through things, just be more positive feels very toxic. So we do the opposite. We're like, no, let me catch my negativity. And we teach how to do it. And journaling is a big part of all this stuff. All right. So what is the Team Stronger Together project? I alluded to this earlier. It is how do we connect students, staff, educators, families, community elders, businesses, faith organizations, nonprofits, restaurants, local governments, right? How do we connect them? And we do it through those 4 life skills for a lifetime. So we're working daily to get all these different entities within our community to put into practice those 4 life skills for a lifetime. And we teach and we share and we work together. And that's what we're working on. Down at the bottom, again, that's the title of our project or the team name for our project. That's our website. We have our own YouTube channel, Together Tuesday. And then we also are putting more information on the polylbschools.net website. Okay? And lastly, again, for this part is we are working to unite our mind, body, spirit. That's the only way that we're ever going to feed into our power. All right, so let's get into the peer mentoring part of this and the community building. How do we do this? What does it look like? All right, so here's our commercial that we put together.
I actually accidentally did. I was gonna do it too. I was like, or like.
We are excited to encourage you
to be part of our community wellness movement.
We need your help.
Your wisdom and experience are powerful.
We want to share with you how learning and using
4 life skills for a lifetime
will make a difference in our schools and community.
Email us at lgrade@lbschools.net
or go to our website straighttogether.org.
So that's us really trying to get everyone to hang out with us again and let's move forward with this. Let's make it happen. Another mantra in addition to preparing people to be powerful is watch, do, teach. It is not enough to gain knowledge. It's not enough to know. We've got to use it for ourselves, but then also share it. Even when you don't feel like you've got it on lock, we teach no, just share it because it's so helpful. And then you'll go through it together, and that makes the powerful aspect of this project even more. So we have peer mentors. I'm going to explain how that works in a little bit. But as you see, that's us working with poly students, and that's us working with elementary school students. This year, we'll be working with middle school students also. So we're trying to get all 3 levels of our K through 12 system up on game on these 4 life skills for a lifetime. We have also just barely scratched the surface, and this year is going to be so amazing. Building wisdom warriors. We recognize the impact our community elders have had and can have even more of within our schools, within our community. They have so much wisdom, they have energy, and we don't use it. So our goal, and again, a goal is just a goal, but our daily habit and our daily strategy is going to, how do we elevate them and use their amazing skills at our school sites, at our workplaces, just everywhere within our community. Again, watch, do, teach. So here's another part of why we're doing this. We are working to open the eyes of students who, as you can tell from the videos, who my students are. I'm so grateful for them, to become members of a career path that is so needed in our communities. All right. And look at this workforce shortage just in general. Because of retirements, because of burnout and all that, by 2026, there's going to be 41% fewer psychiatrists, 11% fewer psychologists, licensed marriage family therapists, licensed professional clinical counselors, licensed clinical social workers, right? Where are our new folks going to come from? So we have to have these pathways and these classes and these like practical internships. So we don't go to a psychiatrist's office and like shuffle paper or whatever. We work with fellow students. We work with younger students. We work within the class, gaining these like basic foundational skills that can lead to these careers, right? So solution one, at your school, in your district, create pathways to career. I'm going to show you how to do it in a second. To careers that pay living wages, and prepare our youth to enter this workforce and create opportunities to ensure that our students know about paraprofessional entryway careers, so that they can like really work, get the experience while they're getting their degrees, while they're getting their licenses, their certifications, all right, all that stuff. So these are just some examples of some entry-level jobs that really are super important, but also, again, like get kids super into the way of, oh, I can be a psychologist, I can be a psychiatrist, I can be a clinical social worker, so on and so forth. So just having the pathway, the MEDS pathway at Poly, watch, 38, almost 40% of our entire student body put health science or human services as a first, second, or third career choice. All right. That's because we're out there. We're in classrooms. We're doing workshops in classrooms. We're doing lessons in classrooms. We're super visible. We can do better. We have to do better. But even then, almost 40% of all Poly students, right? And within our pathway, it's 60% of our students put health science, human services as a first, second, or third career choice. Hello? And how does it work? So this is our MEDS pathway. Amazing teachers over the years have put this together. Many teachers, but especially Danielle Sawyer, who is our 9th grade health and career exploration teacher. So it starts there as a building block. She covers so much amazing material and content and practices and strategies. Then in the 10th grade, we've added this as a new step, psychology and sociology, which are, electives for college applications. All right. And then in 11th grade, students get to take a choice. They can choose more the medical path or the mental health, the social work mental health path. All right. And I've had students do both. It fit into their schedule to do both. All right. But Miss Lassiterton, Jackie, is an amazing teacher for the medical part of it. She turns out, like, I don't know how many, like about 10 to 20 CNAs every year. She's amazing. Their internships have been evolving over the years. COVID really made it hard to get internships. Post-COVID is, it's been really hard. So it's evolving, but we still work with Memorial Hospital. We have an athletic trainer on campus who is really she's super dope and making it available. On my side of the equation for the MEDS pathway, 11th graders can choose the social work, which is the 11th grade, the beginner class, and then the capstone is future mental health professionals. And our internships, we peer mentor at Roosevelt, we peer mentor at Poly High School. And again, we're going to do work at our local middle schools also this year. So that's what it looks like. And it's really amazing. We're working on it each year to perfect it and make it better. But it's amazing. And we cannot encourage your school, your district enough to make this part of your school. All right, now we're going to get to the last part of what I wanted to cover today. And that's this new thing that we're doing. I know we didn't invent it new like that, but it's new for us. And we're calling it collective learning. And why are we going to do this? All right. Students are struggling, and they have been forever and ever and ever. So they're struggling academically, emotionally, their attendance. The interventions are catching a few, but we're trying to go for everybody. All right. Students too many are not believing that their effort makes a difference. And too many students have an indifference to interventions, the ones that we've been using forever and ever, like tutoring and counseling. They don't use them. They don't believe that they're going to help them. All right. We also have too many students that have a low sense of belonging. So that's why we're going to do this. All right. This is some of our peer mentors, and they're doing a professional development. It was a short one during lunch with some of our teachers, some of our staff on this concept of collective learning. It was very well received. All right. What is it? We are emphasizing gains and progress instead of gaps and deficiencies. All right. This is not a 7th place trophy thing. No, this is really, we've taken stuff from Dan Sullivan's book, Gaps and Gains, and Adam Grant's Hidden Potential, and put them into this concept called collective learning. We're going to really focus on and celebrate grade point trajectory and behavior effort trajectory. So kids are going to be getting better and they're going to be achieving at high levels, but we're also going to celebrate those who started at maybe a little bit lower, but have continued to make progress. That's what's going to get people to really become their most powerful self. We're going to be lifting others up, all right? And we're going to be really preaching that as a superpower. Who have you helped today? How much have you helped others while you're taking care of yourself? And asking for help is another superpower that we're going to emphasize. We're going to work on building self-belief and self-determination, confidence, and accountability. Our students are not taking accountability for their actions. We're going to do it in a restorative way. All right. And we're going to work constantly at finding solutions, not doing the work for others. No, it's not collaborative learning. This is collective learning. It's building shared knowledge so everyone succeeds. It aligns with real life educational goals, of self-determination, confidence, lifting others up, real life skills that will translate into whatever a young person wants to do with their life. All right. learning to have accountability in a good way, in a positive way, both to themselves and accountability with their community. All right. We're all going to, as we get better at this, we're going to rise together. We're going to understand that when one person succeeds, we all benefit. All right. And we're not just working side by side, we're growing as a unified group. And again, it's not doing work for others. It's about guiding and supporting each other to find our own solutions, right? So, how are we going to do this? Again, we're going to emphasize gains. We're going to do what the Dan Sullivan book calls measuring backwards. We're going to measure progress from where people started. So even our students that are, achieving at a high level, right? They're going to need to keep making gains also, not as a pressure thing or an anxiety thing, just as this is how we do business. We work to improve and we work to help others improve. We're going to keep highlighting gains in the classroom, entire class improvement. We're going to have making gains celebrations, right? We're going to celebrate the improvement in effort, in achievement, in attendance. We're going to have gain circles where people in each class, gain groups, are going to be like talking about what they are doing better, what they're improving at. What do they want to improve at? And then one good way to do that is a journaling exercise called 3 Wins Today and 3 Wins Tomorrow. The more how is, again, super journaling heavy. Not heavy like all the time, but just as a point of emphasis. We're going to build a collective learning index based on various factors like academic improvement, the focusing on the gain language. How much am I speaking in a more positive manner towards myself and to others? How much am I helping others, supporting my peers? And that's a collective learning score that's going to be celebrated. Students are going to develop forms that list improvements and able to give feedback on the project, sharing short success stories. That's more of the how we're going to do this. Here's some more how. Students actually came up with this idea as a way to support teachers. So often teachers are sitting in professional developments that are telling them, whether it's from an administrator or the district or other students, they're not doing things right. They're not doing it well enough. And it's very demeaning. Teachers come into the profession by and large to make a difference and to help and to make it sounds so cliche, but to literally make the world a better place. So students came up with this idea as a way to support teachers. The teachers and counselors are going to use data to identify struggling students. These students and their friends become part of leadership groups that the peer mentors are going to lead. All right? So it's not just them, the kids on a identified struggling list. No, it's the struggling students and their friends, so that who's the biggest support group for students? Their peers, right? So we're going to include, their friends. So their friends and their peers, but their friends are going to be part of the leadership groups. And we did this last year and it was very successful. All right. We're going to learn and use the 4 life skills, plus the gain skills, plus solution-centered thinking. And then they're going to learn how to share those skills with others. These groups become support groups because everyone in friend group, they're also learning and using the stuff. That's how this magic is going to happen. Also, more how, teachers and counselors are going to use data to identify students that get it academically and with effort. And these students become part of learning allies or gain generators, right? Groups like that. And then we're going to emphasize with them active listening, stress response skills, more of this problem-solving techniques where they learn how to guide students that are struggling into finding solutions, right? More gain-focused language, no gap-focused language. And again, the 4 life skills, which is breath work, stress response, emphasizing your health, catching my negativity, and living in gratitude. And we're going to incentivize. We're going to have a bunch of celebrations, and that's what we're going to do. How are we going to get parents involved and our community? We talked about it earlier, a Wisdom Warrior Project. All right. We're going to start with our parents and alumni, right? And then we're also going to senior centers, faith organizations, businesses, and nonprofits. Who's interested in being a part of this Team Stronger Together project and this collective learning project, all right? Student peer mentors are going to build the skills of gain generators. We're going to have certification for students and for our community members, our family members. Wisdom Warriors are going to share these skills through in-person meetings on our campuses and in our community, at businesses, at nonprofits, at faith organizations, Zoom meetings. We're going to have them create content, video content. Our students are going to be creating video content to put on our YouTube channel and our school website and our Team Stronger Together website. A monthly newsletter, a weekly video blast, family participation raffles. But we're going to go to families, not ask them to come to us. All right, we're going to go to them on the phone, at their house, like whatever. Like, we're really going to do this. Invite them and make the invitation like really welcoming. So, in conclusion, what is this whole thing about, this Team Stronger Together project? It's building 4 life skills for a lifetime. All right? The foundational skills. Team Stronger Together project. All aspects of our community working together and using those 4 life skills on the daily. We are not looking for quote unquote special kids who have high GPAs and all that kind of stuff. We're building, at our school, we have 4,000 students. We're going to build 4,000 peer mentors. In our community, we're going to find 200 grown-ups that want to be wisdom warriors. We already have our behavioral health pathway, the MEDS pathway. We just have to make it a little bit better. We got to improve it. But we want to also preach that out to everybody in our district, in our state, in our country. Behavioral health pathways help. And we're really going to emphasize this collective learning strategy. All right. And if you want more information on how to do this, you can email me. You can go to our website. There's contact information there. My Instagram is We Are Working Together. I'm working on a workshop. If you want to be a part of that workshop, it'll be like a 3-hour workshop that will go in depth into what we're doing, like what are the 4 life skills, how can you teach them. I have so much content, so many lessons that you can have. All right, so if you want to be a part of that workshop, tentatively it's going to be August 8th, but I'm open to all sorts of other ways for me to get you the information that you need, and so that you feel comfortable in doing it. If you want to get familiar with the 4 life skills for a lifetime, hit this QR code and boom, you're going to get to it. You can go on our website. There's Spanish and Khmer materials on our website that you can click on. Buttons that'll get you to stuff in, like I said, Spanish and Khmer in addition to the English. That's my email. This is so important. I hope that, and I know it's kind of long, but it's a lot of stuff. I set the table with what's not working in our schools, in our community, in our country. It's just not working the way things have been going. We have to do different. And what we have to do different involves skill building, because when I have skills, I feel my power. And when I have my power, I act differently. I do different. I help others. I want others to come up. It's for real, man. This is the time. 2024 and beyond. Team Stronger Together. All right, we got this. Peace.